because he said about a party, and then Wong said, "What party?" And then he said, "Exactly." You know what I mean? Like, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't have any idea.
Oh, that's what that scene meant. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Oh, you just got it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back, and thank you for listening to your favorite podcast. This is the Maximum Filipino Show. We are back in this awesome office room area that we are in. We are so happy and we're so glad that you're here. We are doing Afterflicks. This is for the Disney Plus original series, Hawkeye episode 5. Episode 5.
Yes.
Episode 5. Yesterday, it's currently December 23. We don't, podcasters or content creators don't usually say the date, but I'm gonna say it because I don't really care. It's December 23rd, and it's Thursday. The last episode, the season finale, was yesterday.
Yes.
But we haven't seen it. We have no idea what it was. But we're here now, and we're gonna talk about episode 5. It's just fresh in our mind. We kind of had a refresher a little bit.
Yep.
So yeah, my name is CB, and this is
Wakka.
So yeah, join us and let's talk about this 5th episode. If you haven't seen it, I don't know what you're doing, but if you haven't seen it and you care about spoilers, pause this. We're still gonna be here. Go watch the episode, even the last episode. We don't care.
Yeah, go
and then go back here and join with us. So let's talk about this episode 5.
I like how it opened. Where it what's her name? Yelena, right? Yelena goes in and do her job as she would promise to do at the end of Black Widow, to go find all the Black Widows and cure them from being under mind control.
Yeah.
But apparently this girl says she wasn't.
No.
Interesting. I guess not all are under mind control, and they're just
apparently not. But this one wasn't explained how she's not mind control. So the idea is, this is not right after Black Widow, but after Black Widow, they were on a mission of doing all that.
Right.
And they met this chick, which in my opinion, it's kind of, I think they just put her in there for that reason. Like, I have no idea why they, I always ask the reason that I always ask why. Like, why would you show a widow that's not hypnotized?
So apparently there are some out there that are willing to do it.
No. What I'm saying, like, what's the point of doing that? Like, you could have, they could have just, it might come back again. There might be another movie or another episode or season 2 of Hawkeye where they will encounter widows that are not hypnotized. But my point is, why show that? If they're not gonna use it someday.
Maybe it's because of what comes next.
Yeah, but like, think about this. What if she's hypnotized and they cured her? That whole thing still could happen.
It could be. It could be.
No, it could be. Like, it will. It will. Like, they cured her, and then after the fighting, they cured her. They sat down and talked, and then she went to the bathroom. It will be the same thing. Like, but why?
Why didn't she say anything?
No, but why did they have to show that there are some widows that are not hypnotized?
Maybe
to show that they're...
Well, one, they're far away from HQ. They get word from however they get word from them. 2, they didn't know that the old man died. I mean, the only thing I can say is that, 1, she was willing to do it to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2, she enjoyed it.
No, I get that. What I'm trying to say is, if they left it off like this, like she's not gonna come back, or there's no other widows that are like her if they
Uh-huh.
don't show it, that scene is pointless.
Okay, maybe they just want to show the process of what was going to happen, what comes next. Maybe it wasn't a pointless scene, but what comes next mattered.
What do you mean?
Your favorite scene in that whole show.
Yeah, but you're not getting what I'm saying though. If let's say it's a different story. Let's say it was the not original story. Let's say that girl was really hypnotized or manipulated, and then they cured her. They sat down. It will still be the same outcome. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So they twisted it by putting it like this girl is not manipulated or hypnotized, and then they sat down. So my question, the question still stands. Why would you have a version of Widow like that if you're not gonna show her again someday, or there won't be any arc where she will encounter other widows who are willing to do this, even though they're not manipulated?
Well, maybe it
Like
wasn't about her.
there will be an encounter between Yelena and other widows, and they will fight. Like there will be a fight between widows again, and this time these widows are just they're not manipulated. You know what I'm saying? Like in this whole series, I don't think we're gonna see her again. I don't think we're gonna see another type of widows like them. So the question that I'm trying to say is, why would you show that?
Useless knowledge. Maybe just to know. There's some knowledges out there that
Some in real life, but not in movies.
maybe just to connect a dot or a line
from
of something. Well, because apparently, what's her name didn't know. Those two didn't know either that she wasn't under.
Yeah, I know. I get it. But why? If you're not, let's say they're not going to use it.
Well, then they would have go on the pretense that everyone is still manipulated. If they didn't know. If they did not know that she was not manipulated, I mean, it's just to know.
For what?
For useless knowledge.
Why?
Who gives a flip?
The movie.
Well, the movie wanted just to show, hey, here's something to know
Yeah,
on the side.
So, and then that's it. So what? So we have this knowledge about them.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I just know it. That's it.
Why though?
Because I want to. Let's say I just wanted to know.
But
Because
why,
I just wanted to know.
Why would you want to know?
Because I want to know.
So it won't change any fact if it's still I'm going in the brains of the writers and the directors. Like, why would you put that in there if you're not going to use it again?
Maybe to fill the whole episode, because it's an hour episode. Oh no, it's not an hour. About a 45 episode, 45 minute episode, just to fill. There's a lot of movies that had scenes that just didn't matter. And I have a feeling they just need to fill it.
Yes, like what? Like, because that's not just a normal encounter from like the mafias. Like it is a vital thing for widows. Like there are widows who are not manipulated.
Okay.
So it's not just a encounter from a gangster or a robber. That doesn't matter, Like, why is this robber robbing a bank? Who cares? I don't care. But this one is important because they found out that there are widows that are not manipulated.
Okay, they found out, and maybe she now found out that her boss that it's keeping an eye on her 24/7 is dead. She's like, oh, I can live freely now. I don't need to worry about something behind my back.
It doesn't work like that. The manipulation is it's chemical.
What I'm saying is that, okay, if she's not really, really manipulated, and she was doing the job willingly, maybe out of fear that if I don't do it, I'm gonna die, so I'm just gonna do it.
No, she's doing it, and she said it in that scene. She's doing it for money.
Yeah, she's doing what she does best.
For money.
For
That's
money.
It.
But it's due to a mission that was given to her. If she doesn't do the mission...
No. She was hired killer. So people will hire her.
Okay, but Black Widows have an assignment everywhere. Remember in the movie Black Widow?
Yeah, but they're so the boss is their leader. So the leader, whoever is hiring them will talk to the boss and assign a widow to do the mission.
Right.
For her, she doesn't have a boss. She is the boss. Like, they will hire her to do the mission and get money.
No. I just believe that maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. Maybe that's she was willing to be a higher hit. So I guess she was a sleeping agent?
No, 'cause she's aware. She's aware that.
No. What I mean, sleeping agent is like an agent that's just on call. Like something. I think that's the nickname. They call it a sleeper. Where basically they're just a passive agent that's just living so-called a normal life until duty calls.
Yeah, yeah. That version of sleeping agents are like the real sleeping agents are like you remember that movie with I forgot the title of the movie, but it's like Bucky. So the difference between Bucky is he knows that he's an agent. So these people are not agents. There are agents, but they're not aware they're agents. So as soon as you say a code, they'll wake up. Those are the sleeping agents. So they will live a normal life, and then as soon as you say a code, and then they'll wake up and activate the agent in them.
I see.
Yeah, those are the sleeping agents.
So it was like American Ultra.
Yes, American. That's what I'm trying. Kristen Stewart, American Ultra. That's the one. Those are the sleeping. Those are the sleeping agents.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
Those
are the sleeping agents. So it still go back to that. Like I said, I go to the writer's point of view. Like, why would you show a scene where there are widows that are not widows? Like I said, this is in a pretense that we're not gonna see that again. You know what I mean? They can't because it can't be just a knowledge. It can't be just a
I see where you're going
knowledge. You know. Now, if they show it again, let's say in Hawkeye 2 or in a different movie where there are widows that are like that, then I kind of get that. But if not, it's like.
I think that could be it. It's probably just
You know
an open. Probably an open story, left in the air to say, hey, this is a thought that there are other widows, but it's probably not because of what comes next.
Because the heaviness of this information is as heavy to me, in my opinion, is as heavy as knowing if his wife is an agent or not. Well, we kind of got the idea if she's an agent. I saw this
you mean
in Age of Ultron, Clint's wife. In Age of Ultron, it was Age of Ultron. It wasn't Civil War. We kept saying Civil War last episode, but Age of Ultron, they went to Clint and met his family, and then Iron Man, Tony Stark, said she's got to be some sort of an agent, and then all the kids showed up. It's like they're agents too. You know, he's making a joke, But yeah, so he kind of called it that she was sort of an agent. So not knowing who his wife really is, if say there's no revelation that his wife is a sort of an agent, that's kind of like a bummer. You know what I mean?
I swear that they mentioned or said something that she was a SHIELD agent, retired.
Not in the. I don't know. Not in the movie.
I only assumed that she was a retired agent because. She maybe either Clint asked Fury as a favor, or Fury happened to know this person and did both of their wishes. I don't know. I thought she was an agent. I swear they mentioned she was an agent.
Where? In here?
No, when she first introduced herself.
No, because I watched that scene again. Tony Stark made that comment of she's got to be some sort of an agent, because they couldn't believe that he has a family and kids. You know, that's why he's making that joke. But he never said anything. He just said, "This is my wife."
Oh, I swear. That was the impression I got.
Yeah.
That she was an agent, a former agent. I thought she said it. I can't remember. I can't remember.
Because I saw that scene, and that's what happened. So anyway, so if we don't get anything out of her, it will be pointless. Like why? You know, like the what is the word? Not gravitation. The
gravity.
Heaviness. Yeah, the heaviness of that scene.
The weight.
There's a word for it.
The gravity, or
no, the
depth.
Hold on. Oh man, I know the word.
What's the first letter of the word?
Huh?
What's the first letter of the word?
It sounds like a gravity.
Gravity. Okay. Sounds like gravity, but it's not gravity.
Mm-hmm.
No, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, that word.
Anyway.
So if they're not the intensity of that scene, if it wasn't supported, it's pointless. I don't think it's like why. So anyway, go ahead, continue what were you saying.
Oh no, that an agent that's not hypnotized or not, and what came after was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Where I didn't think she would be blipped,
Yeah.
blipped and coming back, but that whole scene was nice. But we can go into detail later about that. And coming back, I really just love how they transition it from 5 seconds, she says, to 5 years missing, coming back and like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably how Black Widow and this scene connected. Long story short, I like how she later on in that episode, she goes and finds Kate Bishop. She keeps saying Kate Bishop over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a Russian thing, because I feel like every Russian or some kind of agent,
every foreigner non-American, they will say the full name.
Kate Bishop. Bishop. And how she has a.
But although in here in America, when we talk about other people, we say the whole name, But if you are talking to someone just one-on-one, and that if you're talking to that person, you don't say the full name. Not you don't say the name, let alone the full name.
Right.
Like if I'm talking to you, I don't say, "Hey, Wakka," Like if I'm like this, I don't say, "Hey, Wakka, what
say
do you
my
think
name
about
over
this?"
and over.
Yeah. Let alone the full name,
Yeah, so and I like how her acting, I don't know, I felt like her acting was good here in this episode, where she nonchalantly comes into her house or to her home and have a little girl talk, like none of the thing that happened at the roof with her on the last episode happened, but she did mention it, but it's like it was whatever, it's like another day in the job.
Let's talk about the blip real quick before we
move on forward.
Let's talk about that real quick. Her blip is totally different than any other blips.
Yeah.
Because specifically, I'm talking about most of I don't know all of them because I didn't see every single blips that we saw in the movie, but most of the people that had a blip, they're kind of aware that they're about to disappear. You know what I'm saying? They're like, why am I on Netflix? They're like, that agent from Nick Fury. She's like, Nick, something's happening. Like they can see something. Like they know they're about to disappear or something is happening weird. Her is not. It's like quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
It was really quick. Like, then back,
I wonder if she blipped when her eyes closed to when she was about to sprinkle water in her face. So she was like prepping.
Yeah.
And then the moment all that happened, she opens her eyes and all the whole change.
Well, the other people's blip, it starts from their hands, or their feet. And
it started with her too, though.
To head, huh?
It started with her hands. Well, unless the scene started from her hands.
Well, when she blipped her hand and her whole face, that's why when she did this, it's the hand and the head and the face. Because the rest, like Bucky, when he blipped, it's like the side of his body first,
right?
And then he's walking. But hers is like quick.
It was quick. Not like compared everyone else. Like, well, I guess everyone's different in a way because it didn't happen simultaneously. Everyone was disappearing in their own way.
Yeah.
Versus how everyone came back at the same time.
Yeah. The weird one too is no, they didn't come back all the same time. They came back one at a time too. Not one at a time, but not all. Because remember in Far From Home, in the gym, no, not just Far From Home, but in what was it in WandaVision, in the hospital. Remember she bumped the bed, and then there's someone that just came back.
Oh, you're right. Bed. Everyone's coming back their own time. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
So and then her coming back too is different than Yelena.
Well, she was there coming back. Sitting down though.
Yeah, when she came back, because Yelena's coming back is so everything is just fluid, quick. You know what I mean? Even though it's 5 years gap, but it's fluid, quick. She did this and then back.
Right.
But with the photon, when she came back, hers is like, you know, like when you woke up from from a sleep and then you fell, and then you like, because I think. When she blipped, I think she was unconscious.
I think no. Yeah, she's probably sleeping when.
Yeah.
Because the last time she was at the chair next to her mom, and it could have been.
Yeah, she might be unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she woke up to that, seeing her hands coming back.
Yeah. Right.
It's like,
right.
am I just waking up?
Yeah. Yeah. And everything is in chaos because everybody's coming back. So the hers is so good. That's our favorite scene. Well, at least for me, when I said that's my favorite scene, you're like, yeah, that's my favorite scene.
Knowing again, this blip. I wonder if this blip has to do with time. I don't know if it was necessary for the whole transition of the walls, as if it was part of the blip.
Yeah.
Because the only person that should have been affected was her.
Mm-hmm.
And then her coming back, it should have been like white and then green.
Yeah.
But her transition all happened together.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the transition is on the wall, the painting.
Yeah, but to me that I was like, why did the paint change? It should have been her. It should have been white at first, and then green when she came back.
Yeah, or nothing like the peeling.
Exactly.
For the wall, yeah, it should just be her from ashes then back, and then the wall should be
already
different. Yeah, yeah. I think that they just added that for effects, just for the feeling. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Why?
I mean, it doesn't.
Because she was looking at it too, you know, like she was following the trail of the painting.
Yeah, and I was like,
wait,
does that also affect? Because that didn't happen to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Unless that's what she's seeing, like I don't know, but yeah, everything should that transition, that blip transition was awesome.
It looks good. It looks.
It did.
Really
It looked
good.
great.
But I think in reality, what would have happened is as soon as she put the water right, and then it still happened to her, still the same thing that would happen to her with the ashes and then back, but it should be like you said, white, and then everything will turn white. And then she's ash, and then when she comes back, the green. Yeah, the green. Yep, the wall should turn to green. Nothing like that, but it looks good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good effects. And then
they gave us a feeling of what if we blip? What would it look like? You know what I mean? Because we never had that. We never had that feeling. We're always in the third person point of view of we're looking at other people bleeping. But in here, it kind of gave us a feeling of what if we blip? What would we feel? You know what I mean?
That's an interesting thought.
Because that will be it. If it's instant, it will be that. Like, and then it's like, what happened? I always wondered this. I know we're going away from here. Have you seen the movie Adjustment Bureau?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Adjustment Bureau.
The one where it seemed where in theological aspect, one it could be
a Calvinist, like you don't have a choice. Yeah.
Yes.
I always wondered this, right? What if someone can just stop time? Like right now, we made a wrong choice, right? Or we said something bad that will alter the future. So someone will stop time and then change everything. We wouldn't know because the time stopped. Like the time between when I said this sentence. The first time I said this sentence,
I get it. I get you. I know what you mean.
There should be like what? There would have been 1,000 years or 100 days in between. We wouldn't know,
right?
Because they stopped it. I always wondered that. Yeah,
that's an interesting thought.
Well, it is an interesting thought. I don't think it's true, but it would be interesting.
That's a very TVA kind of thing.
Yeah. Same thing with the MIB when erasing your memories, or Spider-Man No Way Home.
Right.
When Doctor Strange said, I erased this time period and people will forget. Because he said about a party, and then Wong said, what party? And then he said, exactly. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't know. We wouldn't have any idea.
Oh, that's what that scene meant.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Oh, you just got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Because he said, remember that party? I erased that. I erased the memory of that party. And then Wong said, what party? Exactly. Yeah.
That's nice. That's
All right.
nice.
And then we came back to that conversation when Yelena and
Anna, that's her name. I remember.
Yelena and Kate.
Oh, going back to Kate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yelena and Kate were talking. Anna, yeah, the blonde chick was Anna. I have it right here. That's our favorite scene that snapped back out in.
That was good. I can't
yeah.
stop and then,
so here's another thing that that kind of it doesn't make any sense. So before that, but during that conversation, when her accent though is terrible. Her accent, she's going in and out of Russian accent. It was terrible. It wasn't good. She's like, she will go Russian and then out of Russian and then thick Russian and then it was bad. She loved the mac and cheese, but she didn't finish it.
yeah, I saw she poured so much.
Yeah.
She put so much hot sauce.
Yeah.
And then she was taking well, there was a few scenes because that was one of the what I just saw, and she just took one bite after the whole sauce, but the screen, the camera transition kept changing. But yeah, she didn't finish it. She just kept talking.
Yeah.
I think she just figured out it was too hot. She didn't want to finish it.
Oh my gosh, I feel like that whole thing is an ad lib. I don't think that's part of the script because it looks so organic. You know,
So
like
you
the
think
whole conversation is so organic.
so her reaction, Kate,
Uh-huh.
to all of that was like, wait, is this part of the script?
Right, right. Like the whole thing with the mac and cheese, when she said, "I know mac and cheese is really good. It's delicious." Or even the dumping of the hot. Oh no, when she asked her, "You done? Can I have it? You good? Okay." I love hot sauce. Like that whole thing sounded so organic that it's just it. I don't think it's scripted. And then Yelena mentioned about. So she asked, "Where are the places that I can go and visit in New York?"
Right.
And she said one thing.
The tree. Wait.
No. She said the new Statue of Liberty. And that's in No Way Home.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah. She said the new Statue of Liberty. And when I watched No Way Home, that reminded me of that scene. I was like,
Really?
oh, this is the new Statue of Liberty. Because I always wondered when she said that the first time we watched it. It's like, what Statue of Liberty? What did it do? Because I know Endgame, the Statue of Liberty wasn't broken. It's still there. Nothing happened to Statue of Liberty because they showed it in Endgame.
Right.
In the beginning during Steven Rogers, so nothing changed. So now they changed something. So I always thought, I wonder what happened. And then they showed it in No Way Home.
Yeah, I
now,
didn't catch that.
And now No Way Home, the ending of No Way Home, everything
went
back to normal.
The shield fell.
The shield fell. Yeah.
Since you're talking about, I just feel bad that the Sand guy's role was done in that scene, and they just left him up on the head.
Yeah.
At the top of the head, and they completely forgot about him.
Oh, so
if you haven't watched the movie,
I think I know why they left him in there, because so the guy who played the Sand guy and the Lizard guy, they couldn't be able to make it in the movie, so they reused those scenes from the old Spider-Man. When they turned back to human, they reused all that. They were original, yeah. That's why the guy in the Sand guy, when I looked at him, it's like, he looks so young. Like, remember, the movie was like 20 years ago. He looks so young. And it's because of that. So.
Oh, and when okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
when the alligator turned back,
yep.
It's like, that scene looks familiar.
I know. They reused it, but the actors, because they really want to go back to and do the movie again. They want to go back and be the Sand guy and Sandman and is it Crocodile? Lizard guy?
Lizardman.
Is it Lizardman? No, I think it's Croc. I think it's Croc.
No, in character, it's Croc, but they kept calling him Lizardman.
Oh, I think that's just for a joke.
Yeah, they just kept calling him Lizard.
Well, they called him Dinosaur.
Yeah, right.
So Croc. So they wanted to go and do the movie, but they couldn't because of some schedule problems. So they did the voice. the voice is theirs. Sandman
okay.
and Croc. But when they went back to human, those are all reused. Makes sense why they didn't show him again as a human being, you know?
Okay, that
Because
makes
if
sense.
he was there, I think he would have gotten out of the head.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes
Mhm.
total sense. I didn't know there was a scene where he was on the at the top of
From the old Spider-Man.
yeah.
No. Just they just used the human and then put it in there. They just
Oh.
used the CGI. Yeah, they just reused that scene and then put it as if he was inside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all post editing.
Interesting. I
Post-edit.
didn't know the.
Yeah. So she didn't finish the mac and cheese, and this is one thing that I two things, right? Two things that I noticed. It's a common trope in Marvel, and this is just how my brain works and wrap around it. Marvel is one of their favorite thing is catching with their hands. Like that's their favorite thing. A lot of scenes in the movies and TV shows, they always love to catch something with their hands. You know, Bucky with the shield, catch it. You know,
Right.
Hera, Thor's sister.
Oh
Hela,
yes.
catching with
Give
the
him the hammer.
Mjolnir. Yeah. No Way Home with this is a spoiler. Well, I'm not gonna say it, but the guy, you know what I'm talking about. Caught the brick, and then now her. There's a ton of them. They just love catching something with their hand.
I think it just doesn't get old when something's sudden and you're able to catch. It's like okay. Oh, and
why can't they just duck it? You know, like okay, done. That's it.
oh wait, speaking of duck, what's her name? If you remember the scene, I was surprised she didn't flinch. I wonder if that was legit.
Yeah. I talked about in the first one.
Yeah,
the fight of the three widows.
Yeah, when she threw the little saucer, I was like,
I know
she didn't flinch.
I know, I saw that too. She didn't.
I don't know if she was meant to catch it. She didn't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
She just pretended that it didn't happen.
Or she knows she's gonna miss. I don't know.
Yeah, but I was like,
it was weird.
If she missed for a Black Widow, I was like, that's. I will not trust her to shoot for me.
Yeah, I don't know.
She was right there in front of her.
I feel like I won't throw the saucer. I will throw the hot coffee first before I throw the saucer.
That would have been smart.
You know what I mean? Well, she did it.
She did to the other one, right?
Yeah, the other chick.
Yeah, it just kept bothering me when I saw like, how can a Black Widow miss a saucer?
Right? Or Yelena's just that bad, you know?
Yeah, if she saw the trajectory coming, it was like, yeah, it's gonna miss.
Yeah, but not Kate Bishop.
Oh, not
Bishop
Kate.
was like aiming for her face for sure.
That's for sure, and that was a good toss.
It was a good toss.
Okay, so when speaking about with Kate, Hawkeye or Clint did mention that several times that she was really good, right?
Yelena?
Mm-hmm. No, Kate. Has he mentioned? I can't remember.
No, he mentioned about the widows being good.
Well, I know widows. That's granted. The reason why I asked is because when she went home after the following scene with Yelena, there's Kate going home talking to her mom, seeing all injury and stuff. It's like, what happened to you? Did this happen? Was it because of Clint? And she said, no, Clint protected me. So and there was a scene where she mentioned that I wish I could have been one of them. I really thought I can. And in my head, it's like, Clint,
one of the what? The widows?
No, an Avenger, because she's
she's
really something about the Avengers. And it hit me. I was like, if after all what you've been through with the hard training and practice and everything that you've been through as a kid, if it was just that easy to be an Avenger, anyone could be an Avenger.
Yeah, right.
That's what I was trying to think.
Right.
Has Clint mentioned she was really good?
Yeah, because she wasn't. I mean, she's phenomenal, but she's not that good. You know.
I agree.
In comparison to all the Avengers.
It just dawned. I was like,
yeah, like who is an Avenger? Clint is the lowest in the totem pole for Avengers.
Yeah, because all he do is just hit a bow.
Yeah, and he didn't have the serum.
No.
You know, like Widow has a serum, and
you mentioned that. I don't.
In the comic books, they said she has a serum, but they never showed it in Widow, in Black Widow. They said it's like a Russian serum. Same thing with her dad. That's why Captain Russian or Red Ranger.
Is that what was
strong because he had a serum? Like
is it the serum that in the Black Widow that they made? Not the one to cure them, but probably what made them hypnotized.
No, it's the same thing with the Super Soldier serum, but Russian.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It makes sense why he's super strong. You know.
Who?
Red Ranger, Red Guard.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was a test subject. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. No wonder why he's so strong. But other than that, like, there's nobody that's weaker than Clint. Without, of course, without the suit. You know, like War Machine. Clint would have beat War Machine easily. Without the suit, without the armor.
True, because Clint. War Machine.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? The guy that actually did it.
Well,
Stark's best friend. He's just a normal soldier.
Yeah.
What's just making him all pluses the armor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it wouldn't. I don't know why Kate thinks that she qualified herself as being an Avenger. I mean, granted, what's her name? She was in on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Wanda.
But she's Wanda.
Well, yeah, I mean Wanda and Silver Surfer, Quicksilver. They were easily understood.
Yeah.
As being an Avenger, so-called Avenger, because they had the ability to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know why she would think that way. But then later on, I think she mentioned that going back to Kate and Yelena in the conversation, I think she mention that they had a good fight? No? No, they had a long fight.
They had a long fight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Took you forever. That was a long fight. I got hungry. And these people, I have another point in here. These people do not know how to use doors. None of them.
No,
they don't.
No, they don't. They went through the window. Well, at least Kate does.
Yeah. Well, that's her place. But remember, it started with Vision in Age of Ultron. He doesn't know how to use doors. He always go through the wall. And Wanda kept telling him, "Stop doing that. Stop doing that." You know.
Oh, that's true.
No, it's Civil War. It is Civil War, yeah. Because Age of Ultron is when they met her.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So it was Civil War.
So, okay, from that scene, I think everything else was pretty much straightforward. I think Clint going into...
meeting Maya and the mafias.
Yeah, the Ronin mode.
We had this question when we were first watching it. It was his place. It wasn't Kate Bishop's
it was
his place. Because when he said
Greg, something like that.
No, Grizzly.
Grizzly, Greg. I don't know.
Yeah, because he said, "I'm gonna go to a hotel." Clint said, and he said, "An Avenger, a Hawkeye, gonna spend Christmas in
on my couch or on my bed, right?" Yeah. So you're right.
Bed, it was his house.
Yeah, it was at his pad. I still don't know why the dog has a role, unless it was just there for comfort. No, he will
have a role. I think in the comic books, Hawkeye has a dog, had one-eyed dog, and that was him. So that was like a reference.
So that, and then everything else was straightforward. I think the beginning part was pretty fun. I really loved how the scene, well, not aside from the blip, but the following scene where Yelena comes in nonchalant, thinking like, "Oh, what happens on the roof? It's just another day of the job," talking like it's a normal thing. Versus for anyone who gone through that situation for the first few times, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
like Kate's response made sense. In shock, I'm with an enemy, talking about a fight. I should be ready to fight back before I die. But then Yelena's like, "Huh, you? I wasn't planning to kill you." "Oh, you thought you were going to kill me? Ha ha, you're funny."
Yeah, I know. That was really funny. No, that was funny for her to say that. Like, she thinks she had a... Dude, you got your butt handed to you. Like, there's no way. So during the fight with Maya and Hawkeye, this chick, right, going in a fight with the most vicious person, because she didn't know it was Hawkeye.
Oh, right.
Yeah. She thought it was Ronin, right? You're going to a fight with the most vicious person in the world, and you brought one handgun.
Well, she thought she was all that already herself.
Oh, she's too proud of herself, and she
Yeah,
thought
because
she can only.
we saw her background. She's going through
Yeah.
boxing training. She
No,
got
but like at least bring like a knife or a.
she had backup that failed.
I know, but it's like this is we're talking about Ronin. This dude killed your whole group,
Yeah,
including your uncle, and you brought one handgun.
and they could have thought. Yeah, they didn't. I felt they weren't well prepared.
No.
And
I always love in every movies. I always love when there's always a meetup and they always ask alone. Like it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna be just them. There's gonna be backup, either cops or their
right.
gang. Like let's meet alone. What? That's never gonna happen.
This is where he used the Ronin blade, right?
Yeah. And
I think that was it.
and Kate Bishop showed up and saved them.
Supposedly saved him.
Supposedly saved them. Yeah.
Yeah, but did she? Was it? Did it look like that Maya was on equal ground with
Ronin.
with Clint? Because we all know Ronin was Clint.
Strength wise.
Yeah.
No, there's no way.
Because it made me feel like Clint. Man,
because he might be pulling punches though.
That's true. Now that he got everything he wanted back,
Yeah,
he's probably not.
When he was Ronin, he wasn't pulling.
He was
punches.
vicious.
Like
he was
killing.
And yeah, I guess he must have been pulling punches because he was getting his butt handed to him like crazy.
I really think he was pulling punches.
Well, that's the only way to explain it.
Yeah.
But then he reveals himself. Now tells her that her boss, her client, was the one that assigned him to kill them. How the episode was going in this one, it just hit me. It was like, I know it's straightforward. It's like, man, this is a typical, not spy or like
action movie.
Yeah, an action movie. You knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, all the others.
It's so obvious that the mom has something to do with it.
Right. That's when I knew when Kate was telling, hey, Mom, Jack was this, but the Sloan's like, oh, okay, this is where your typical.
Because she's still acting so normal. Like she wasn't freaking out. She was like, oh, Jack is this and Jack is that. And then Jack is just laughing, smiling.
Oh,
it kind of looked like they all waited for Kate Bishop to go home and make that whole scene for her to trust her mom again.
The line that I got from him when he got arrested is like, I never work a day of my life. It's like, you are spoiled.
Yeah. Or he's like a really bad guy,
Probably.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they responded, well, all the tax forms on the paperwork says otherwise. Like, it's fraud. Someone's framing me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was funny.
Yeah.
Everything else in this episode was like, I see everything is lining up, because then at the end of that episode, Yelena spills the beans. Your mom's the one that assigned me to take you.
Was it her
mom?
Was it Yelena? I thought it was Clint.
No, Yelena sent the text message to.
Oh, that's right.
To
Kate Bishop.
Kate.
And showed it to Clint.
Yeah. So
I guess Clint said, "That's the guy I'm afraid of."
Exactly.
Yeah.
All that was pulling together. I was like, man, we already know this is coming to a close. We know who the bad guy is. So yada yada yada.
Yeah. So my theory about movies came true again with this show, that if the first part of the show or the movie you see this enemy, they're not the main enemy.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the main
saw it
enemy.
coming.
You know what I mean?
Hanging out with you just really screws my head over, because I can't enjoy it. Because if it wasn't for you, I would have said, "Wow, man, the mom's the bad guy, and she's working with it." I would have with all innocence of being in the movie, like invested all in, and now watching the movie from an actual third point of view, like what's coming, is like, damn you, AJ.
Another point that I have in here. How was it normal walking around New York with a bow and arrow?
Oh,
like, why is that so normal for people? Like, why are they not freaking out?
Part of me thinks what is it I was gonna say? what do you call the costume people that
like the Comic-Con or
yeah,
the cosplayers?
yeah, cosplay. Is that a normal thing in
I don't
New
know.
York?
Well, because this is Clint. Like they know Hawkeye. You know what I mean?
But in general, a bow and arrow, an actual bow and arrow, is
Yeah.
like is cosplay a normal thing? Because we get it. The Loppers were there. I mean, they're doing their little fantasy thing
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
I'm like,
And then Comic-Con is in New York. You know?
but this is a bow and arrow.
Yeah. At night. You know, it's not just in the morning. It's at night.
And the other
And they're
thing,
running around with it.
And the other thing that trips me is that how strong is that bow, man? I don't know if you remember the scene
Oh,
of the
it's
fight scene of the last scene.
Oh yeah.
It made me feel a lot fatter than I felt.
Yeah,
Because here's why. Because you remember how Kate used the bow to help her push it further. I was like,
It's
kind of-
strong. Yeah.
that can't be no bamboo.
No, it's a
Bow.
strong bow. I don't know. It's very flexible, and because it can be folded. You know what I mean?
It
'Cause-
cannot, right?
No, it can. Because remember he does this. And
Well,
then it
no,
will
I'm talking
fold
about
away.
Kate's bow.
Oh, Kate's bow. Well, both of their bows are really
Well,
strong.
I get Clint. I get Clint's bow. It makes sense
Yeah.
because I mean what he does and at his job and so forth.
Yeah.
But what you call Kate?
Yeah.
Like it's a wooden bow. How can it hold her? How did it not break when she
Yeah.
put pressure on it to I was like, that just made me feel real fat.
Yeah. The whole thing. Yeah. The bow.
It's like
is
if I
it's
did
just
that, it would have
different.
snapped.
It was a different kind of bow.
But
And
yeah,
then of course, and the end it ended with us seeing just the like I
Silhouette.
said, we haven't seen the episode 6
yeah.
pixelated picture of crap, what's his name? Fisk. Kingpin. Yeah. Kingpin.
Kingpin and the mom.
Yeah.
But after watching Spider-Man No Way Home, it has to be the guy.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Yeah, I'm excited that.
Well, because he's the only one that has that face.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But
It just makes me happy, though. It makes me happy.
that they're
If that
using
was
these
him,
guys. Yeah.
And then we saw No Way Home and saw that the guy.
I
It makes
know,
me
man.
so
It was
happy.
awesome. It was
Yeah.
awesome. I was tripping. I was like, oh, this is good. I really hope that it just plays out. But that was it. I think that's all I got from the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed the beginning portion.
So now here's the question, and I think I already asked you this. I saw the trailer of episode 6, and they are fighting. There's a fight scene on the Rockefeller Center,
Okay.
the ice skating ring or ice skating area.
Yeah.
And the ending of No Way Home is Tom Holland as Spider-Man, because he's the only Spider-Man. Spider-Man in his new suit, the bright
Ooh.
suit, swinging in New York, and
Swinging down.
underneath him is the Rockefeller Center. Are we gonna see him? That would be awesome. If we
Oh,
see
that
him.
would have been dope.
That would be
dope.
that would be crazy if we see him. You know,
Oh, I'm excited to watch this next episode, man.
like how while they're fighting, you see in the top.
He comes in and
s-
helps.
Spider. No, not necessarily help, but he sees them. You see him swinging, just
Right.
swinging. Yeah.
But it would have been odd if he didn't help.
Maybe not, because he's like he knows Clint. It's like, oh, he got this taken
He
care
got
of.
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited to see the next episode.
Mm-hmm. They said it's a long episode.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I did see the minutes. It's an because that's it's already released, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the minutes. It's over 60 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, it's a long one then. That's the longest one they have, right?
That's what they said, but I feel like that's almost like all their other episodes.
I don't think so.
What if it's just a minute longer than all the other?
Right, right. Or a few seconds, like 3 seconds. You know when you go in a bidding war, it's
Right.
like, I bid $100, $100 and one. That's it.
Like what? 102.
Right. All right. Oh, do you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to us.
Yep.
If you have any questions, please DM us, The Maximum Filipino Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and all that. Email us, themaximumfilipino@gmail.com. If you didn't understand anything that I said, just look in the description. It's all in there. We'll see you guys later. Thank you. Bye.
Late.
Tara.